I love when people produce something like this that has no clown and no pied in it. I love it because people forget you don't need to have clown and pied in everything. You know what I mean? There are other combinations that look amazing. Let's going back to the hurricane for a minute. You know, in 2015, you know, I had heard Hans Winter on Vin Russo had a radio show at the time, and he was interviewing and he was talking about this hurricane project, and I contacted him after, and I kind of imported a bunch of the hurricane stuff. I think I might have been one of the first, you know, people to do it.
100%.
Yeah. And I mean, I saw there was a lot of, and I didn't even know what I was doing back then. I really just had gotten started, but I said, you know, there's not that many pattern mutations in ball pythons. There's more like color mutations. And I said, this is something kind of unusual, and it kind of puts back pattern. Whereas a lot of the mutations in ball pythons take away pattern, and eventually you're left with like a patternless animal, right? So I said, we could put back pattern. I think that would be something special. And so, I mean, it turned out to be great because I know a lot of people made some amazing things. I wanted to show one snake I made that I call the ultraviolet. You probably have seen it on my
I've seen that. Yeah, definitely amazing snake that is.
Yeah, it's funny because I just bred him. I'm going to tell you what I bred him to. Let me just bring this up here. Do this myself. So this ultraviolet is which I just proved them out actually this year. Super Hurricane, Hypo, Enchi, Rainbow. Now Rainbow is like it's like a recessive banana, I call it almost, but it's better than that. And this is actually an adult, and I wasn't sure if it was Super Hurricane. I was calling it Super Hurricane, but I bred it to a pastel desert ghost who just I just hatched out a clutch of about 8 eggs, and they're all hurricanes. So
no way.
And I found out there was one snake we couldn't identify, and I haven't done a video on it yet, and it turns out that there's disco in here too. So I think there was a hidden disco gene, because I remember the guy I had bought the original Rainbow from had a lot of disco stuff.
Yeah.
So this actually has disco in it, this animal too. So
I remember seeing that when you hatched it, and I remember when you showed off the hurricane stuff, and you were showing you imported multiple different animals.
Yeah.
And you were sort of explaining the pattern like a double bicep pose. And and you know what, you're bang on. Now there's so much controversy again with trick, blitz, and hurricane.
Right.
You know, I've got a trick animal. I've got a yellow belly pastel trick, and when you've got a yellow belly, when you've got a trick next to a hurricane, it's night and day. It's two different animals. Yeah. I've got hopefully this season, fingers crossed, I'll be hitting some hurricane clown combos.
Nice.
But I've also got an Enchi hurricane, and like I said, I've got that female that's a leopard yellow belly pastel hurricane. And again, you can see the difference with a hurricane and a trick. Now, have some people brought hurricanes and they're really tricks, and vice versa? Possibly, yes. So we get that crossover. It's a bit like when some people used to buy butters and they were really lessers, and vice versa.
Right.
Because there is a difference between a lesser and a butter. I can see the difference.
Yeah. You think so? I was going to ask you that. You think they're not the same gene?
No. They do the same thing, but they are different genes. Like you've got Coral Glow and Banana. They're the same. There's no arguments. They are the same.
I think I see more color and more vibrance in Coral Glow. You know, it's weird. You know,
it's weird. Yeah.
You know what I see the most? I see it when I've combined Mandarin gene with Coral Glow and with Banana, and it looks different in both.
Yeah. I mean, I've got Coral Glow and Banana, and again, you know, breeding them both. I've had some bananas which pop and they look amazing. Banana clowns, just beautiful animals. And again, I've had some Coral Glow stuff, and again, it's okay. And then I've had some Coral Glow stuff, which is crazy. But with the lesser and butter, there are slightly different color variations, and you can see it. But again, hurricane being that pattern mutation and trick being a pattern mutation, you can see that they're different.
Absolutely. Different. You know what? You ever see a GHI and a black pastel mixed together? That almost looks hurricane-ish to me sometimes. Some genes, the way they interact, they create something else that looks similar to another gene. It doesn't mean it's the same gene, though. You know?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, are they allelic? Are they going to create an act-like super? Apparently, they do. I know there's a guy in Europe who's produced some. But you know what? I say like this. You know, there's been that much controversy about it, and so many people have been, you know, almost like, I mean, I've seen some screenshots, and Hans Winner is a great guy, got respect for him, but the way sometimes he's gone off on Facebook at people, it's almost like he's done himself no, you know what I mean? He's done himself no favors.
He yelled at me once. I don't
Yeah.
even know why he yelled at me once, but I over something, and I still don't know what it was to this day. Now we talk again, but he was mad at me for a while. I don't know for what reason, but
yeah, I think Hans has one of those short fuses, but you know, he's a great breeder. I've got a lot of respect for him. But again, you know, proof's in the pudding. I see a difference between acid and confusion. Some people don't,
right.
But it is what it is, you know.
What about acid and static? Do you think that's the same?
I think static is the same as acid.
Yeah, me too.
But I know, again, I've got acid. I work with acid. I got it from Josh. You know, I've seen confusion combos and my acid combos, and they are different.
Confusion is definitely different. I agree.
Yeah, it's a very beautiful combo, a beautiful gene to work with. But for me, like when you see a black pastel acid clown and a black pastel confusion clown, you can see the difference.
Some people say that confusions don't eat well. Did you notice? Have you noticed that?
I don't have confusion, Dave, but I
only have one. It doesn't. It only eats mice.
Yeah, I've kind of heard the same. Some people struggle with confusion, but you know, I think it's a line bred thing. I think if you've got an animal which is smashing food, I think its offspring will smash food. And again, back in the day, people used to talk about pied females. You can't breed them until they're 5 years old.
They would need.
Yeah, you know, it's crazy. Where now we know that's just an inherited trait that we've kind of bred out now. So
look, and you know what? People make fun of spiders. Spiders are the best eaters and the best breeders. I find
100%.
Right?
100%.
They kill food. They breed early. They're tremendous.
Mate, amazing.
Yeah. I want to show you. We were talking about hurricane. Let me show you an animal I produced this past year too. This was a banana hurricane blade clown.
Wow.
And you could just see how much color hurricane fuses into clown, you know, and with the banana there, you know, you get a lot of deep purples and dark oranges and stuff. So there's no orange dream in that either. That's no orange dream whatsoever.
And again, not being funny, Dave, but I think the picture doesn't do justice because I bet you that thing in person is bright orange and purple.
Crazy looking. Yeah, crazy looking.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Not a good photographer. I'm a lazy photographer. I just take my iPhone out and snap pictures. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same, but I think, yeah, I can imagine that in person, and that's got to be, that's going to be some crazy colors.
You know, you have some really interesting snakes on your page, and I wanted to ask you about a few of them. Hold on, let me pull up this one that I love. Tell us about this snake. There we go. Oh, wrong one.
That's yours.
That's mine. Let's stop that. And we'll go to your page here for a second, because you know this when I saw this snake, I was blown away, and I was trying to figure out what was in it. I thought it almost looked like a genetic striped clown to me, but what is that?
So I'll tell you a story about that. So I purchased from Aussie a male Super OD Firefly Mojave het clown. And it was one of the most expensive snakes I brought from Aussie because Aussie wasn't releasing much. He wouldn't want to release much Super OD.
Gotcha.
And I remember, I think it was about $4,000 I paid. And I bred him. And when I cut the eggs and I hatched this, so I bred him just to a clown female. Straight clown female. That animal there is a OD Enchi pastel Mojave clown. And I don't know if you remember the Flatline, Dave, from Ralph Davis.
No.
Ralph Davis created this Flatline clown, and everyone went mad for it. That reminded me of the Flatline. And when I reached out to Ozzy, I can't remember if I called him or a video called him. I said, bro, look at these animals. This is crazy. He went, dude, he said there's enchi in that. And I said, that's exactly what I thought. So what he'd actually sent me was an enchi, Super OD, Mojave, Pastel, Fire, Het Clown.
Wow.
And here's the crazy thing, Dave. That male is also Het Hypo, because last season I produced some hypo clowns.
No way. I was going to say it looks hypo to me. Maybe you sure it's not visual hypo?
No, I think it's obviously a pos het, but the girl I bred into last season was a clown, obviously 100% het hypo, which I now know is 100% het hypo. But what I wanted to reproduce some more of those babies, but this girl had got blade in her. So I wanted to reproduce the same, but a female. That one you saw there was a male.
Right.
And when I spoke to Ozzy again about it, Ozzy's got the sister to the male that I brought off him. And that female, I've had now 3 seasons with that male. That female, his sister has only just ovulated for Ozzy. And I think Ozzy's bred it to a hurricane clown combo. So the sister looks identical. So I'm really excited to see what Ozzy does with it. So yeah, that I still haven't hit all the combinations from the original dad.
Gotcha.
And funnily enough, Dave, the sister from that clutch, that one you just showed, was a OD Mojave Fire Clown. I've bred her to my Hurricane Het Clown. So hopefully we can get some Mojave Hurricane Clown, OD, Fires, all sorts. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that clutch.
Mojave does good stuff in clown. I've seen some good Mojave combos. You know, I think that's something that a lot of people don't talk about, but I think Mojave does really adds. You know what else adds really nice to clowns? Have you seen any Russo clown combinations? They're really good too. Really, really nice. I have a couple of those.
I can't say too much, but what I'll do after this, Dave, I'll send you a picture of this project that I'm working on.
All right.
And yeah, I'll send you some pictures.
All
but Mojave, what people forget about Mojave is it actually intensifies color. So if you got a Mojave OD, it brightens it up. Again, Pastavis, they look brighter because of Mojave. So that snake that you showed, the reason why it's so bright is because we've got OD cleaning up the pastel, and we've got the pastel and the Mojave working together, and then you've got the enchi on top as well. So, you know, you're working with genes that are really complementing each other.
I would have sworn that was a super enchi. That was so clean looking, but you're right. The Mojave does clean stuff up too.
Yeah.
We're going to do one more, and then I want to do another show with you. By the way, guys, for those of you watching, half of this interview will be on Gavin's channel, and half of this will be on my Muscle Serpents University channel. Just so we can get you guys to kind of cross watches. And I want to do another show even on some more Morph projects. I think this is going to be really interesting.
100%.
People like these different projects and combinations to talk about, but I want to show one more really cool snake. You know, we were talking about Ozzy, and Ozzy, you know, really was the guy who originated Orange Dream, but he also founded that high intensity Orange Dream as well, which I think is almost like adding like uranium to your ball pipe.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Talk to me about this snake. I love the snake.
So that was a project that I got from Ozzy again, a proven breeder male, which was, I nicknamed him Hellboy. So he is a high intensity, super enchi, pastel, yellow belly.
Wow.
And I did this pairing. A friend of mine, Kevin from DK Royals, he got 2 leopard spectre females, which he was doing nothing with. And I begged him to let me have one. I said, let me have one so we can breed Hellboy to her. And dude, this was a result. So we actually hatched some crazy looking animals. We split the clutch. This was one of the girls. This is obviously the dad's super enchi, so we know everything's enchi. So this is an high OD leopard enchi super stripe.
Wow.
And this girl for me, among everything in that clutch, was kind of mind blowing. This girl now is about to drop some eggs, and I'm really excited on this project.
So she's full grown. This is just her baby picture. But you know what the amazing thing about this is? Number one, it looks like it's super enchi the way the head is pinched off there. But I love when people produce something like this that has no clown and no pies in it. I love it because you people forget you don't need to have clown and pied in everything. You know what I mean? There are other combinations that look amazing. Like, I mean, you saw the ultraviolet I showed you before.
Oh,
I mean,
dude.
it's already perfection. There's nothing you really need to do to it. And so we've almost lost the art of doing anything that doesn't involve clown and pied. And so
yeah,
I'm thinking that more people are going to move away from those projects because they're so oversaturated in a sense, and they're going to really start focusing on maybe just working the pattern, working the colors, the combinations, the enhancements. Because, you know, back when people first started pushing genes together, they were just making snakes that had nothing, no pattern and nothing. They were white snake. They were making white snakes. And then they realized, hey, you got to really think about what genes you put together, because if you don't put the right ones together, you don't really get anything that looks good. Just because an animal has 25 genes in it doesn't mean it's valuable, because if it looks like ass, no one wants it, you know?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Again, back in the day, you know, Kevin McCurley was making these animals which were like 4, 5, 6 gene animals, but they look like soup. Now,
they all look the same.
Wrong.
They all look the same.
Dave, there's nothing wrong with soup. We all love soup, and soup, everything's in it. But you want a gourmet meal. Yeah, you want to sit down in front of a beautiful steak, garnished with beautiful stuff. And that's exactly how I look at, you know, genes, combos like this, is you want to think about what you're putting together. You know, we all like soup, but we want to see what we're eating, you know.
100%. Well, Gavin, thank you so much for doing this interview with me and having this discussion with me today.
Thanks.
I want to continue our discussion because I think people are going to really resonate with this interview, and they're going to want to hear more. And give us your YouTube channel, Gavin, so people can subscribe to it.
So obviously it's Balls to You. I'm here in the UK. Obviously we've got the Instagram as well, Balls to You. Yeah, I just want to say thanks for having me on, Dave. It's been great, you know, and we'll definitely hit this part 2 next, and we'll post that on my channel, definitely.
Absolutely. And then, of course, my channel is Muscle Serpents University, with the Instagram we had up on the thing before. That was Palumbo's Pythons. For now, though, I am Dave Palumbo with Gavin from Balls to You. We'll see you next time.